Something's different today in the city of Rostock on the Baltic. The shoppers seem distracted by something unusual here. It probably has something to do with this stork. His name is Heinar. With his chaplain mustache and armband, he looks suspiciously like the most infamous figure in German history. But for now, most people here seem to agree that the bird is just plain cuddly.
Come here, sweetie. You okay? But don't you think about bringing me a baby?
But to avoid any further misunderstanding, Julian Bahlen stays at the stork's side and explains what this is all about.
This is Stork Heinar. It's a satirical project and uses all means it can to poke fun at the fashion label Thor Steiner. I don't know whether you know it. It's very popular in the far-right scene.
Not everyone is bashful about flaunting their far-right inclinations, but since not everything neo-Nazis like is legal, a fashion label called Thor Steiner has made a business of catering to their tastes. It deliberately emphasizes Nordic mythology and coded national symbols. The Thor Steiner label has been a huge business success too. Thor Steiner clothing is also sold outside of far-right circles. And now you can even get that fascist feeling with a carpet. Right-wing chic is exactly what Mathias Brodkorb's Stork project aims to fight.
The Thor Steiner logo, the new logo, has a white cross with 2 dots. We satirized it by using a stork that spreads out its wings and legs like an X. Then we needed 2 dots and we thought, why not a German wartime helmet? But then we needed a second one below. So then we thought we could show things the stork produces. There are 2 of them, eggs and something else. In the end, we went with a more aesthetic choice, the eggs.
The stork and its funny accessories, now a well-known logo throughout Germany and even abroad. Mathias Brodkorb is the brains behind the project. He's a lawmaker with the Social Democratic Party. He wants to draw attention to the fact that far-right brands such as Thor Steiner are making inroads into everyday life.
Our goal is to raise political awareness. We're not trying to preach in lecture rooms at universities. We're trying to reach the people in other ways, on the street.
The group Deutsche Apfelfront, or German Apple Front, works similarly. Its members have completely taken over the guise of the neo-Nazi. When the Apple Front turns up in black uniforms with red armbands, even the most hard-boiled neo-Nazi doesn't seem as threatening.
We embarrass others with our radical appearances. We're more radical than the Nazis. By imitating their historical tradition, we embarrass them as cowardly, inhibited fellows. And secondly, we expose them as a continuation, not just a copy, of historical Nazism and fascism. Because that's what it's about.
Far-right extremists have been represented in the Eastern State Parliament of Mecklenburg-Vorpommern for 5 years, but many parliamentarians here welcome these satirical projects.
Dealing with far-right extremism concerns everyone. It's not just the job of politics, but rather of the entire society. We have a lot of catching up to do. That's why it's very important to have a broad base to fight it.
And what better way to do it than using humor? Mathias Brodkorb says it's the best weapon in the fight against the far right, because humor, he says, is completely absent in that scene.
They can deal perfectly well with aggressive responses, but when you fight them with humor, they're almost helpless. What can they do? You say to them, "You're ridiculous figures." Then they say, "No, we're not." Then the stork laughs even louder. They can't do anything against it.
Like most success stories, Stork Heinar now has a fitting book. Mein Krampf, or My Cramp, the biography of a stork with a funny mustache.